and what you knowin'. Come to watch your flowers growing. Let's find out if we've got any audio. And mic check, mic check. And mic check, mic check. Yes, we do have audio. All right. So, we're here today to live stream about having good mental health. Which may sometimes go hand in hand with good physical health. I want to quit smoking cigarettes, I think, but I'm going outside to have one right now anyway. And, that may not be the wisest course of action. I want to quit smoking cigarettes, but I've had kind of difficult day, although now I feel somewhat better. I've had a day filled with anxiety, some depression, a little depression-anxiety, and depression. But I'm feeling better now. Rachel is, of course, my rock. She's always here for me and helpful in instances like that. But
I try.
there's only so much somebody else can do about a problem inside your head. Obviously, without Rachel, I'd be lost and alone. But that doesn't mean that she can solve my mental health issues. Ultimately, I think it has to do with being more on top of doing stuff, really. Being responsible, being like a grown up. getting getting some exercise. Jogging earlier today was quite a shock to my system. But yeah, I want to quit smoking cigarettes, I think, this year. It's time to shape up or ship out. It's important to have a good attitude, keep your morale up in general, and try to stay positive, etc. But that can be difficult to do, Is that Acacia? Haul it back. That's the most. Well, I mean, there are lots of kinds of problems that you can be stuck with in life, right? Physical, mental, emotional. But when they're problems of the self, like subjective problems, well, implicitly, you can't really run away from them. If you've got like physical discomfort, maybe you can treat that with medication. You can treat mental or emotional discomfort with medication some too, but ultimately, I think life requires you to get your head straight one way or another. I think on this live stream, I'll probably do a little bit of cleaning up of the floors, which are pretty dirty. Get some cat hair picked up, just get a start on starting off the new year a little bit more conscientiously than I ended the old year. I wouldn't mind starting to take down some of the Christmas stuff. Yeah, all the holiday stuff contributes somewhat to me feeling the blues. Obviously, I associate college football bowl games with my dad a lot. That can make me feel sad. The rainy weather is, I'd say, neutral in the whole thing. In some sense, it makes me feel a little more cozy, maybe. We certainly have had quite a bit of rain today, but still not enough to get our little stream going. That seems to kind of require a snowpack for us to get good stream action. Sounds like a nice loose plan to start the year. Was the cutlet bar even open today? No, we're out of woodland cutlets. We need to get more. So we've got some time until the football game comes on. Post-snack. Kitty's meowing at me. Wants to be watched, I guess. Perhaps unsurprisingly. So, part of having better mental health for me involves, I think, doing a little bit less drugs. Like, I took 2 Wellbutrin today. But not only did it not really have an antidepressant effect, but I think it also caused me to feel more anxiety. Although I did get some good sleep today, too. I've been getting a lot of good sleep. That's oval trouble. Yeah, we got no snowpack at all right now. We just got rain. There may be snow a little higher up on the mountains, but it doesn't feel like a particularly cold storm. You're a good boy. Someone told me in one live stream that petting a cat purportedly reduces anxiety. That cat is munching like crazy. He's not even that hungry. He just likes it when I watch him eat. He doesn't want to eat by himself. I think he has anxiety. And I'm empathetic accordingly. Let me get you some fresh water, even though there's a lot of water outside. There you go, fresh bowl of water for you over there. He doesn't really eat unless watched. True. Yes, you're a good boy. You're a fine gentleman. Yeah, he loves our gaze. Our admiring gaze. Go ahead, kitty. Go ahead, Capio. Go on. You know you want to. Go outside. Come on. Okay, you don't have to then. You've lost your chance now. Yes, you're a good kitty. And a fine kitty. Are we going outside now? Okay, go ahead. Unlike Capio, he usually goes outside when he wants to go outside. Capio often will stand in the doorway, hum and haw about it, and ultimately not even go outside. So my goal, my New Year's resolution for this year is good mental health. What does that mean in practice in terms of my behaviors? It means getting more exercise. It means being more productive, doing more things, getting more tasks accomplished, and managing my consumption of things better, you know. I don't know if this qualifies as part of the post-Adderall crash or not. Probably it does. But I should be pretty rested at this point. I've been sleeping my butt off. One thing I wanted to do here between the football games was checking in internally. I mean, for me, checking in internally, like if you mean being more aware of how I'm feeling, I don't really know how to do that very well, I don't think, until I'm feeling a lot of distress. Then I recognize that. You know, and I'd say the most distressing distress plays out as anxiety more so than depression. I find the anxiety more distressing. Sometimes I feel like I'm having a panic attack almost. See, we got a lot of cat hair there. Try to get the cat hair from this side as well. Yes, that's all cat hair. we certainly are making a lot of progress gathering cat hair together. If you like watching a man sweep cat hair, you're loving every minute of this. Yeah, he's got a little beige in there. He's a bit of a beige boy, as they call him, back on the East Coast. All right, let me try to scoop this stuff up. Well, if Indiana, if defense wins championships, then you gotta like Indiana's chances. They certainly shut down Alabama and they shut down Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. They look like appropriately the top seed, I'd say. Let's get this trash out now. As we get a few things done today to make us feel a little bit more right in the head, right with ourselves, etc. A little bit less cabin fevery, you know? For those who didn't know, the car saga continues. We did get the car back on Monday, but we have to take it back in this upcoming Monday, get another rental car because, first of all, they cracked the windshield. Second of all, the check engine light came on again. After all that time, all that work, they had it for 28 days. We got it back. The next day, the check engine light came on again. Oh my God. That's a frustrating pustrating, as they say in Italy. Mega hot looks dilute tuxie. What the hex? I don't know what the hex. You tell me. Yeah, we're taking back the same person. I don't think that they've ripped us off or anything. I think it's just been one of those kind of jobs. I really don't think they ripped us off or tried to do this. I think they're a little chagrined about the whole way the whole thing's gone as well. And it's just proved to be a bigger deal than anticipated, you know? Yeah, the cracked windshield is highly unfortunate, but hopefully they'll take care of that without charging us anything because they're the one who cracked it. Spent New Year's drinking until my legs were wobbly and it was hard to speak coherently. Well, that's one way to break in the new year. I'm glad I did not do that. And the thing is, even if I thought they had ripped us off or something, they're still responsible for fixing the windshield. I'm not going to pay somebody else to do it. So we'll see what happens. I also have a dentist appointment Monday, so I'm going to have to get a rental car because we have to make it back to core school at the dentist by 3 o'clock. So Monday's going to be a busy day. But you know what? I'm feeling a lot better now than I was earlier today. That's for sure. Uh, I I feel capable of handling these couple of things, and sometimes it's as simple as I just got to get out of my head because I'm fixated on this, that, and everything. It's been a hard month for me because the car stuff has kept me stuck in this TESE place, where I'm very uncomfortable. But they said they didn't notice it. I believe it. I believe he did it right at the very end when he was trying to put on new windshield wipers, which I desperately needed. So it's like when he said at the end, like, "Oh, you need new windshield wipers," I definitely did need new windshield wipers. I know that my windshield wipers are shot to hell. But I think when he was trying to put them on, this must be when he cracked it. And at the same time, I was saying, okay, actually, because I asked before I went to the car, returning the rental car, I asked, like, okay, will the windshield wipers be on by the time I get back? They're like, yeah. But then they weren't, and I was like, I gotta go because I had to be back here by noon for a typing session, which was a good typing session, by the way. I feel like I learned a lot about myself, really, because I was talking to this ESTP guy who described his own ADHD as pathological demand avoidance, which basically means anything you're supposed to do, you have this pathological avoidance of doing it. And I thought, well, it's a good term to have picked up. That sounds exactly like me. Trouble? Trouble? He's going over there. No, he didn't even record at all. So, anyway, I found it informative. I talked to him about a couple different things, actually, topics that were not really part of my typing and just things I was interested in talking to him about. He does kind of like market analysis. That's like a newsletter for Wall Street people, fund managers, and stuff like that. And I was talking with him about the death of the commons, like how people are increasingly isolated in the contemporary world because the digital world is so optimized to their specific individuality and that it's at the expense of people having community experiences in person and etc. It was interesting. um so I did make it back in time for that. Yeah, he's from the US. I need to get a new bag for the trash can in there. Put that in there. I could probably change Rachel's trash as well. There we go. All right. Let's put this trash in one of these cans out here. All right, now let's replace those two trash bags with empty trash bags. Hi, Dallas. Yeah, I'm in my winter flip-flops. I wore shoes earlier when Rachel and I went for a walk around the block. I also took a little jog earlier, which was good for me, I think. It's good for my mental health. I think exercise is kind of an important part of good mental health for me. It's something I'm going to have to get in the habit of doing that I'm not currently much in the habit of doing. I think keeping a clean living space is also kind of important to their mental health. Having things tidied up. Okay, well, we'll put this trash bag in this trash can first. Got some leftover broccoli there if I feel peckish. Exercise is good. I've been in physical therapy getting my shoulder back. I can now shake hands and raise my arm over my head. Well, that's good, Dulles. I didn't know you were having problems with that. Another thing that's generally important for my mental health is engaging with the online community periodically, as I'm doing now. Okay, well, that's a little bit more progress. I'll do more sweeping up before I'm done here. You broke your collarbone, huh? Quite an injury. I feel like before I vacuum the carpet, I should sweep it to try to get as much cat hair as possible because I don't want to vacuum all that cat hair, you know. Well, it's 4:30. We got 30 minutes until the football game. You broke your collarbone, huh? Did you fall off your bike or something? Don't leave us in suspense. What type did the ESTP guy think he was, if any? Oh, he thought he was either an INTP or an ENTP, but he wasn't really sure. He gotten those results on type tests online or something. But he liked the cut of my jib, understandably, because we're both TI tool. He thought it seemed like I knew what I was doing. Another thing that is good for me to try to keep in mind is to remember that a lot of people are feeling sad, isolated, blue, or whatever. And I was watching this video about weird movies, basically. And there was this movie that envisioned, it was put out in 1980, but it was about 1994. But 1994 was like crazy, crazy different than 1980, right? So the guy's like, imagine 14 years from now, 2039. What do you picture? All I picture is higher definition TVs and people slightly more depressed. So I thought was kind of speaking to the times, speaking to the moment in history. Hello, Another Times. How are you? I'm doing a little tidying up around here. Shattered your collarbone in several places when you tried to bunny hop a fallen tree trunk. You took a big tumble. Ouch. I bet that must have hurt. So we're getting a little cleaning up done here. Get some of this bong weaving cleaned up. That helps a little bit. Only it didn't hurt much. So they thought it was just dislocated. Then I got an x-ray and the physician said you have to go to the emergency room immediately. Huh. Wow. When I broke my hand, it hurt a whole bunch in the moment when I broke it, but then not that long after, it didn't really hurt that bad. Looked like you dropped a dinner plate. Ouch. Yeah, it's definitely a good time to have health insurance. It's one of those things that I'll have to get for me and Rachel eventually. As part of my transition to adulthood. Well, we got 26 minutes until the next football game comes on, which I'm excited about. The third college football playoff game of the day. Yeah, I broke my hand by accidentally bending this finger back all the way and broke this bone right here. I also broke my finger one time, but that was less of a significant problem. was riding on my bicycle, and I reached out to grab this plumeria tree because only one of my brakes on my bicycle was working, and I missed it with all these fingers, but I got it with this finger, and it bent it all the way back. It hurt. But I survived. Another year you made a resolution to not make any resolutions, huh? Well, I actually have kind of a lot of resolutions this year, but they're not really any of them technically resolutions. They're just kind of, well, I guess they are resolutions to live a little differently. Change some of my ways. In part just to make sure that I have better mental health because today was pretty rough, And it seems like at some point in the post Adderall crash, I have a rough day like today, where I just feel lost, panicky, depressed, etc. So I have to start taking the Adderall a little differently, like take one a day consistently. Or maybe even just stop taking it. You got prescribed, or maybe stop taking it. I don't know. Was I asking about Malmsteen? No. Do you want to tell me about Malmsteen? I'm ready to listen about Malmsteen, but I was not technically asking about him. Okay. Nice to see you, by the way. Happy New Year. If I didn't say so in the last stream. Oh, no, I wasn't talking about him. There's another ESP I said to you on Monday. No, Tuesday? Monday? Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday, actually. Yeah, but he didn't record, so there's nothing to be published or anything. This most recent guy, I don't remember what his name was. He was an interesting guy, also in the STP. So I think maybe I'll have this Rillo here. Then I might go back inside and sweep the carpet a bit, with the idea that the broom will pick up the cat hair that's kind of matted down into the carpet at this point. I'd like to get the cat hair up before I do any actual vacuuming because I don't want to vacuum up all that hair. Okay, so did you have a good holiday? Do you and Ruben celebrate holidays together, or are you still in separate, is that headquarters, HQs? Good question. Do tell, Acacia. Was your holiday pleasant, unpleasant, or something else? Those are your three choices. Also, what is your hair and eye color? My hair color is brownish gray. My eye color is brown. Thank you for asking. My beard color is mostly gray. There's a little bit of dark still in it, but not too much. Auburn ears and teeth, and auburn ears and blue teeth. That moves for making a striking impression. Salt and pepper. Yeah, that's my color of my beard is salt and pepper. Mostly salt, I'd say at this point. Rachel and I have been having some serious sleeps. We slept our asses off last night. We slept straight through any kind of ball drop activities. We took an afternoon nap, we got up for a little bit, and went back to bed, and stayed there all the way through till morning. My holiday has been alright. A bit slower, calmer than other years, and have like that. Last year, Ruben and I did Thanksgiving here. He was here early December. I spent Christmas with his family. Yeah, we've been sleepy to peepee. Yeah, we really slept a lot. I should be pretty rested at this point. If I'm still not rested enough, I'd be surprised because I've gotten so much sleep. We got the fudge on the hills up there. Foggy Mountain Breakdown. We had some yummy tamales. That's good. You know how to be, I think, a healthier version of myself. I don't know if this is true for all types or not, but I've got to do a better job of integrating 4, 6, 7, and 8. Life has afforded me a lot of opportunity thus far to avoid those things, but avoiding them completely does not make for a happy person, I don't think. You've got to integrate those off functions more successfully if you want to be a more successful version of yourself. And really, all that means is not so much changing your relationship with the attentional manners, is just consciously, willfully attending outside of your comfort zone a bit more. You know, a little self-discipline never hurt anybody. You made Coco Van? That sounds good. That sounds good. Maybe I'll make some of that in the crock pot tomorrow or something. I haven't used the crock pot in a while. We do have frozen chicken in the freezer. It's easy enough to cook it. Just put it in the crock pot with some wine. Oh, I should watch that. Thank you for reminding me, Acacia. That's definitely worth watching. Maybe tonight or after the football game, maybe. We got 15 minutes till the football game. Chicken fried in bacon grease. How could one possibly go wrong with that? Well, like you said, pretty splattery. Pretty splattery. All right. I want to get the broom and sleep in here a little bit. I could. Let's see. There's a lot of dust to be scooped up. This is going to be a big job, but I got nothing but time on my hands, so. Trouble is a big part of why this house is hard to keep clean. He sheds so much fur all over everything all the time. But right now it seems like I'm mostly sweeping up little specks of stuff, you know. All right. Let's take a little break from that. Do things a little bit at a time. Happy New Year, JC Cush, 89. Happy New Year to you as well. And may all your Christmases be bright. Got a little sweeping done. Need to do some more, but let's hold off for a second. Let's see if I can handle a bong rip. These days, that's an uncertain proposition, it seems like. Sometimes it just seems to give me anxiety. All right. Well, I got my poker here. JC Cush, if you're still able to enjoy your Kush without any problems, then congratulations. Yeah, some days I rip the bong, other days the bong rips me. We'll give this a little try, see how it hits. And another tab. We will bring up the... What game is coming up next? Ole Miss. Ole Miss versus Georgia. So that's coming on in about 10 minutes. The Ram Truck pregame show is currently on. You mute that. Put the closed captions on. I can split tab this. I like the split tab option that is available with Chrome now. You can also adjust the size of the two tabs so that one's bigger than the other, which I like. Because I can make this tab over here just big enough for the chat. And the other tab good for football. So this is what it looks like now on the TV screen. Got the chat over there. I've got the football game coming on right now over there. And we're good to go. Greetings, fellow humans. In 2026, may your mental minds be wellish. Yeah, I second that sentiment. May we all find peace, you know? Find peace and satisfaction in life. Peace and satisfaction and fulfillment. I was watching a tarot reading earlier with Rachel, and I liked what it had to say. It said there's a lot of change this upcoming year, a lot of transformation, metamorphosis, whatever, but that, you know, that I'm up to the challenge, protected, etc. Do you have any traditions like watching the ball drop show media? Watching my balls drop across your face. What? So far, two Big Ten teams have advanced. Indiana and Oregon. Ohio State lost. Alabama got stomped by Indiana, though. And who did Ole Miss lose? I mean, who did Ohio State lose to? Um, who did Ohio State lose to? I just watched it last night. Oh, Miami. That's right. They lost to Miami. So, Miami will be advancing to play in the semifinals. Yeah, I don't see the score of the Miami game, but college football playoffs should have it. It didn't have that score. It's weird. Why doesn't it have the score of the Miami Ohio State game? That's odd. Lettuce for good mental health. Remain where you are as I bid you hello. Thank you, Winston Swan. It's very helpful. Cuisine tight. Hi, Ultrix. How's it going? You know, it's weird how much your state of mind or your mood or whatever can change in just a little bit of time. I was really feeling distressed earlier today. Then I went for a jog, then went for a walk, came back here, was still feeling a little distressed, and then, I started to feel better. Maybe later when Rachel gets up, we will take down the Christmas stuff. I don't hate that idea. But she's crashed out right now, I think. What do we do for New Year's? We just slept. We do have one New Year's resolution that's articulated. We're going to try to take a short walk every day. Just a small loop around the block here. It's not too odious a task. Go for outside walks with one of your gentleman's hats. I could do that. I can feel a little bit of cabin fever in the house, and it helps to get out and walk a bit. It's beautiful, of course, around here with all the rain and everything. So I guess they're in New Orleans to play this game. Must be the Sugar Bowl. I'll put the volume on the TV a little bit when the game actually starts. Right now, they're still doing some pre-game hype it up kind of stuff. I'd love to see Ole Miss win this game. Lane Kiffin no longer with the team. He's over at LSU now, but his team is still in the playoff. We'll see how they do. We got two SEC teams matched up against one another. No snow for us yet this year, but we have had a lot of rain, which is certainly not a bad thing. You know, we can always use the water. All right, we're about to kick off from the Superdome in New Orleans in the All-State Sugar Bowl. Well, so the former defensive coordinator of the Ole Miss Rebels has been promoted to interim head coach, and they had a cakewalk against Tulane in the first round. They will play against Miami. Should they win, whoever wins this game will play against Miami. In the other game, it's Oregon versus Indiana. So you're going to have an SEC, ACC versus and a Big Ten, Big Ten. Making new memories. That's something Rachel talked to me about, and we did a good job of making some new memories this year mostly by I'd say watching some Christmas movies. That was a good thing to do. And we also put up the tree and the lights. I think that was worth doing as well. We opened gifts. You know, thinking about the past, thinking about holidays, um, almost my entire life. It makes me unavoidably sad because you know those people in that house are gone. So I keep processing that kind of over and over again. It's weird. It seems like a kind of delayed processing too. I don't remember particularly having so much sense of loss in the immediate holidays afterwards. I don't know. I guess that'll always make me sad. It's also the case that sadness can sometimes link to a feeling of panic for me. I'm not exactly sure what the linkage is per se, but I think what I want to do now is have a non-alcoholic beer rather than more coffee. And to acknowledge that maybe the bong hits were a little ill-advised as well. I don't think right now is a good time for me to be smoking pot. It's good to take care of my SI. It's good to take care of SE as well. Which means maybe getting a little more sweeping done, you know. Well, let's start here. Got some cat hair here. Okay. Okay. Well, we're doing a good job of sweeping. And it may not be a whole lot, but it's something. It's a little bit of exercising my agency, making an impact. Also, you know, making my living space more comfortable, which is kind of an SI thing, obviously. Okay. An emergent flu virus, huh? Well, that's the kind of thing I'm not too worried about. We don't come into contact with a huge number of different people's viruses in a pretty small town. And not really going out that much, you know. Making good progress. It's getting clean. Little bit by little bit. Obviously, the dirtiest part is over here by where we sit. Cat hair here. That goes in the trash. Oops. This isn't doing a ton of difference in my life or whatever, but it may have kind of a outsized impact just because it's productive. Makes me feel like I'm not just stuck and lost. At least I'm doing this, you know. And when I'm not feeling, I feel my mental health is at its worst, I'm feeling lost, completely lost, and like lost and afraid, and kind of alone, except for Rachel, of course, who's critically my partner in all this. Hi, simple girl. How are you tonight? Happy 2026. Okay. Ugh. Just you and the pups, huh? How'd you feel this holiday season? Was it a sad one for you? I had a fair amount of sadness this holiday season. And that's okay. You know, I feel better being able to share it with my friends here on the internet. Scared and alone, yeah. I can only imagine, of course, you have lost your partner. But, you know, I think the whole world might be feeling increasingly isolated and anxious and stuff, you know. It's almost the natural consequence of the way the world's going, and there's this, I think, a love-hate relationship that people have with having everything optimized for their individuality. And it's the subsequent kind of loss of community that goes along with that. I think I know a lot of people who are feeling kind of blue this holiday season. The trend can be called cocooning, people withdrawing to their homes and away from community. Yeah, cocooning is a good term for it. It's just like, at some point you're supposed to come out of your cocoon as a beautiful butterfly, right? And if you just stay tucked in your cocoon, you can really feel isolated, I think. Even Rachel and I, when we're sitting next to each other in the same room, we're probably watching different things. You have 2 red healers. One is 4 and my old girl is 10. Poor girl has to be on pee pills. Oh, it's unfortunate. Holidays are not for me, it's for others from me. Well, I mean, that's part of why one feels isolated, I suppose, is not everybody has a lot of people to give to or call family or whatever. I actually, when I'm objective about it, I feel very fortunate because I've got Rachel, I've got Delilah, I've got a couple of old friends who I can call, and I've kind of by extension got Rachel's family as well, which is very important. I don't want to undervalue that at all. But I don't know. The existential terror seems running strong through the world and through me, and learning to cope with it is a bit of an undertaking for me. I feel like intrusive thoughts of death, Barbie. I think that's what they called her in the Barbie movie. It might have been irrepressible thoughts of death, but I think it was intrusive. Yeah, we've got the cats as well. I don't mean to exclude them from our family. We also have a relationship with the neighbors, which has value, and we see them periodically. And I also made friends with this kid down the street. He's like 22 or something. Looks like I'm gonna have to change the light bulb on that light right there pretty soon. It's flickering. Yeah, it's easy sometimes to, if you start dwelling on certain kind of things, let the fear just kind of takes over, and sometimes I can feel quite panicky about just mortality, aging, life, loss, regret. I mean, sadness. A lot less anger than I ever used to have in my life, I'll tell you that. I don't really have much room anymore for anger, it seems like. I guess that's probably a good thing. Yep. Need to replace a light bulb in there. Maybe both of them. I can tell I haven't talked to my talk doctor for a couple of weeks. Do you think that helps your mental health a lot? I do have a psychiatrist, but I don't really think talking to him helps me. You know, he's there to prescribe drugs, really. I'm not sure the drugs help me. You know, I might be better off taking no drugs and having a psychotherapist. But it's an ongoing struggle of mine trying to figure out what to do about that stuff. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm losing my mind, and maybe I just need to quit the psych drugs completely, including the Adderall, you know? It was PIL that said anger is an energy. It's not a good one for long-term fuel, though. Right, it's not a good one for long-term fuel. You really like and respect her. She's genuine. You can just feel it. That's cool. Good, you got a good one. Um, you know, I guess I just never really expected to have mental health problems, nor did I expect them to be so persistent or stubborn. Like, I was always pretty happy-go-lucky, carefree, and I felt pretty mentally well, although I was also kind of an angry person. But yeah, that's some what I regret too. I regret being an angry person and expressing so much anger in the world. What's your biggest mental health struggle, Eric? You know, anxiety, depression. I mean, I'd say anxiety is a bigger problem for me. Some of the sadness is like legitimate sadness. It's not necessarily depression, and it's just a prolonged kind of delayed mourning process. The anxiety is more likely to make me feel like really distressed, really panicky. But the one clear New Year's resolution I have is something I think we can successfully do, which is try to take a walk every day, just a short walk, get our blood pumping. A little bit of exercise will do us some good. I might do a little bit more exercise than that, but I'd like for me and Rachel to do that together. You suspect that the Adderall come down is majorly responsible and you just need to clear the system, which sucks. Yeah, well, I would suspect that as well, except um, we're pretty far away from the Adderall crash time, really. And I've been sleeping my ass off, so I should be pretty well rested. I should have pretty good dopamine recovery at this point. It doesn't really line up that well with that. I would have expected this part of the crash to occur a couple of days ago. I think The anxiety attacks today probably have to do with me taking Wellbutrin today, which tends to correlate with anxiety for me. And I took two of them, which I shouldn't have done. What's this person doing? You know, it's like my brain cannot handle the constant state change that I've lived like my whole life. I need to settle into something actually sustainable. I have a lot to be grateful for too, and I would like to try to focus on that more myself. Nothing seems particularly fun or interesting to me either. Um, I appreciate you sharing your experience, Simple Girl. It kind of, hopefully, both of us having this experience helps us to feel a little bit less alone about it, you know? And I don't mean to undervalue Rachel's presence in my life at all. Um, I have a lot to be grateful for. Having a better attitude is partially, you know, I guess a matter of choice. I'm sorry to hear you're struggling, Simple Girl. Glad to hear it. Um, for me, I think this year is going to be involve a lot more S. You know, there's things I have to do, get done. There's exercising to do, then to take good care of myself in terms of sleep hygiene and stuff like that. Chamomile tea, huh? Chamomile tea might be a good alternative to the coffee that I drink a lot. That probably correlates with anxiety as well, um, as do cigarettes. You know, what's GAD? Where did I put my beer? Did I leave it outside? Probably. No, I don't see it out there. Hmm. Did I finish it? Generalized anxiety disorder? Hmm. I think I found it. Yes, I did. Hmm. Well, you know, sometimes when you're sad, only a song will do. Let's see if it's got like a sad beat. Piano ballad? sad, things are sad, things are bad. When you're sad, you want to feel red and glad, but instead you're sad and bad. When you're sad, things are bad. You want to feel red and glad. Instead, you're feeling sad, and that's not rad, and that's not glad. There you go, everybody. I hope that didn't make you all too sad. Too sad to bear. I think that conveyed all of our appropriate sentiments about sadness, gladness, radness, and badness. And in particular, the preferability of radness and gladness over sadness and badness. If you wanted a quick summary of that song's meaning, that would be it. Oh, I should have included GAD, Generalized Anxiety Disorder. I forgot to include that. Both caffeine and nicotine are heavy contributors to anxiety. If the anxiety gets real bad, you have options. Thanks, Simple Girl. I appreciate it. Well, we've got the football game on now in the background. Ole Miss is up by 3 points. Georgia has the ball. They throw a little screen in the backfield. Running back makes about 3 yards out of it. Maybe 2 yards. Yeah, 2 yards. 2nd and 8 now. For the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of what makes me sad is that watching college football on New Year's Day reminds me of my parents' house and all the days I used to spend with them. That was a nice run by Georgia. But, at some point I have to transition to looking forward and moving forward and not focus backwards on the past, on regret and loss and stuff. 4th and 2 now. From deep in their own end, Georgia's going to have to punt. I mean, not that deep. They're at like the 25-yard line or something. Actually, the 35. But they're still going to have to punt. They're too deep in their own end to try to go for this 4th and 2, especially with it playing out as a defensive struggle so far. Homeowner plans to sue over bear that won't leave. Who's he going to sue? The bear? It's not zoned for bears. uh, did somebody go out and inform the bears? Yeah, suing the bears seems strange. I'd like to take the Christmas stuff down, but I guess I'll wait for Rachel to get up to do that. I could get the boxes and stuff, maybe. I think the tree has a bag that it goes into. He's had at least 3 bears trying to live under his house, and one is very successful. Why doesn't he, like, put in some concrete wall or something there to prevent them from getting under the house? There's no way anything can live under our house because there's no under the house. It's just flat on the ground. I wonder why they normally have space underneath the house. Is it for, like, having an air barrier to keep it warm or something? Yeah, why even have a crawl space? Well, there is a little space under our deck as well, but it's slanted. Like, as it gets closer to the house, it gets flat. Anyway, Ole Miss has the ball again, with 3-point lead from their own 20-yard line. You have a bear basement, but no bears. Yeah, they usually don't have a lot of bears in the city. So Ole Miss gets first down on 2nd and 5 running the ball. I could get the vacuum out and do a little vacuuming. It wouldn't be the end of the world to do that. I have swept the carpet a fair amount, but I could sweep it more too. Trying to make sure I get as much of the cat hair off as possible. A nice pass by Ole Miss to get a first down and close to field goal range. They need chairs and beds and blankets, and I'd have to change my name to Goldilocks, and they should pay rent, and they shouldn't play their music too loud. Are they Country Bear Jamboree Bears? Because, Country Bear Jamboree Bears will unavoidably play the banjo. Well, I am ready to take down the Christmas stuff. I guess Rachel's asleep. Hi, Rachel. You sleeping?
No.
Yes, you are. I was thinking about taking down the Christmas stuff.
Okay.
Would you like to join me or no?
Yeah, I'll join you.
Okay, take your time. I'm sorry to have gotten you up. I don't know. I just want to take it down together. You have a lot of deer around there. Oops. Let me see if I ran a deer. I came around a corner in the car the other day and had to come to a fairly quick stop to avoid running over one. Oh, those are the Country Bear Jamboree bears, huh? They are Ursus H. Bear, Henry 5 Bear, Rugs, Trixie, Bunny, Bubbles, and Beulah, Teddy, Barra, Wendell, and Ernest the Dude. Wow, there's a lot of Country Bear Jamboree bears. That's more than I would have expected. I guess while I'm waiting for Rachel, I'll go get the bags and box from the garage. I haven't even put these cords away yet. I need to do that. Where did I put the bag that the tree goes in? Got boxes for the ornaments here. Well, that's a start. Let's see what I did with the bag for the tree. I think maybe we left it over there by the tree. Okay. That's fine. That didn't spill too many. You shouldn't have tried to carry both these boxes at once. Okay. Are the bags in the tech closet? Okay, thank you. Doing tasks. It's a good way to get your mind off stuff sometimes. Especially for me, doing tasks here with my internet friends and stuff. me to feel more connected than I otherwise would. In addition to 17 bears, there's a raccoon, a bison, a moose, and a stag deer. Oh. Wow. That's quite the jamboree indeed. Quite the jamboree indeed. Some cat hair. So here's the bag it goes in. I also found this old coffee in the tech closet. Okay. You know, I almost feel like I got a little bit of a fire lit under me, you know, like, okay, I'll continue doing a little bit of cleaning up tonight. Try to get some good sleep and then kind of pick up where I left off tomorrow, you know? Maybe we're going to really see a new year, new era kind of phenomenon here. One can only hope. Yeah. I know my quote-unquote enemy year doesn't end until February 17th, but I go by regular calendars, not Chinese calendars. Someone's New Year's resolution is to try to eat every new fruit they came across. I mean, how often do you come across new fruit? All right. Yeah, I found it. All right, let me just. Okay, well, let's first take down this light thing from up here. Hello, everybody. Okay, so here's one of these loops. Right there. Can you adjust the camera?
Yeah.
This way you can see all the exciting action.
Thanks, Acacia. I'm sorry that happened to you, dollars.
Are we talking about the color then?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I gotta go back up for the other loop of these things.
There's another. Oh, I didn't realize there's two. I'm glad you're on the mend.
Okay, Georgia, just scored a touchdown. Take the lead. I'm going to the bathroom real quick.
Okay. LED lights that are like white are so harsh. I hate the cold lighting. Should we put like the green hingy part in like a Ziploc bag? Yeah, okay.
Maybe you're right, actually.
Whatever you think is best. It looks like some of them it'll stay on and some of them it won't. Here he comes. Save the day.
I'm gonna stay on if we pinch them closed.
Yeah.
You wanna just do that?
Yeah, sure.
You don't have to get both ends of them.
Oh, I thought.
Good.
Good?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Save that one for this one too. Oops. Fortunately, these are not glass.
Yes.
Glass might seem a little more classy, but really it just means to break a bunch of ornaments. Here's that silver one.
Oh.
I'll just put it in there. There. There's probably another piece. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, let me put these back in the garage. Okay. Now, we gotta get the tree. Take this off.
I don't know.
We push down or up?
so it gets lifted up. I don't know.
Well, let's just try turning it. Oh, that's right. It comes into different pieces.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, it's going this way.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this comes apart. There. That comes apart. Probably another spot would come apart here too, yeah. Alright. Now we have three actually distinct parts.
Oh.
Oh, it fits in there easily.
Yeah.
Alright. Why don't we put these things in there too?
Okay. That blue box too.
What blue box?
That blue and red box. Next
Okay.
to that. Yeah, that's a.
Put these in there, put this in here. This star didn't really work.
I know. We could just to have, and then we could change it next
Sure.
year.
This kind of seems like an attic thing. Like, rather than putting it in the garage, put it in the attic. Well, you guys didn't get to see any of the action. I'm sorry. It was so exciting too. Whew.
Good job.
Thanks. It was a real festival of exercise. Just need to sweep up a little bit right there. So Ole Miss is at 12-7 currently. I have eaten the broccoli. Hiding dead bodies in the attic will eventually smell. Probably, yeah, but putting my Christmas tree up there, less so. Happy New Year, Casey Jones. Okay. Whew. Now, now has to be driven to an undisclosed location deep in the forest. Oh, wait, indeed. Here we go. Oh, the cat washing we were hoping to get. I know this is what people really tune in for. Watching the cat eat. Hope you had a pleasant New Year. Well, Casey Jones, to be honest, I had a rather troubled New Year's Day so far, although now I'm feeling better, but I was really feeling anxious earlier. You know, kind of lost, scared, isolated, not up to the challenge, feeling a lot of loss and regret and stuff. But I'm hoping that kind of triggered this burst of action that I'm currently engaged in, and that's gonna be representative of the new year. More action focused, getting more stuff done, getting more exercise, taking generally better care of my mental health. I hope that my late burst of action here this evening will represent a turning point kind of in my understanding of self. Because, I've had for a long time now, a lot of problems with self-love, I guess. Some bad habits in terms of negative self-talk and stuff. This just boiled water is steamed broccoli, so it's not very dirty, this pot. Smells a little bit like broccoli, but that's fine. This, I just need to rinse out the top part of this. Then I think I'm going to make some chicken. I made rice earlier, so I'll have chicken and rice. Because I didn't have any of the rice earlier, even though I made it. No, kitty, don't go in there. Okay, I'm going to rinse out the other part of the broccoli steaming operation. And I'm going to put it in here. Then I'm going to close this door. I'm going to get out this pan. Just going to wipe it down once with the paper towel. All that was done in this pan was yesterday I cooked spam in it, so it's fine. It's clean enough. Go ahead, kitty. I'm assuming Rachel went back to bed. I don't know if she's still up. Good. Do you want some chicken and rice, Rachel? Was that a no? A little bit. Okay. So, to cook this chicken, I'm just going to pour some wine in here with it. And just let it go for a while. Just put that on there. Put this on for about 10 minutes so I don't forget about it. Well, let's see what's going on. Georgia's retaking the lead here towards the end of the second quarter. Looks like a good game. SEC showdown. Why is that not playing any sound? Oh, I guess this is off. Oh, fumble! Georgia picks it up, fumble 6. That was a big mistake. Could be the opposite of variety, to aim for routine where there previously has not been. Yeah, I mean, I would be inclined towards having a more routine 2026 in terms of doing more regular stuff that I need to do on a regular basis and be less seat of my pants, you know. I think that would do me some good. I think this chicken and rice is going to do me some good as well. I also think I should turn off a few lights. I've got a million lights on right now. For example, I have the upstairs lights on. Foyer lights on. don't need quite that many lights. I've got I got 3 of the 4 kitchen lights on. It's too many lights. Should try to save electricity a little bit. Oh, we paid our electricity and our propane. Was that yesterday or today?
Today.
Today. Maybe it was today. So, you know, more bills. Obviously, spending money is stressful, but those expenditures were not unexpected expenditures, at least. I feel a little bit of stomach acid, like maybe I could take an antacid or 2. It took 97 years for someone to propel themselves from the International Space Station to the moon, farting once every second. It's good to know. I'm not sure how many people can sustain a fart per second for very long. Okay. That's good. Got that antacid chewed up and eaten. That'll help preserve me against stomach acid. Is the heater on, or do I just feel hot because we've been doing stuff? Here.
Oh, is my charger?
I didn't do anything with it.
Okay, I must have left it in the bedroom.
Sometimes I prefer beans, Benjamin Franklin. It's one of the Benjamin Franklin quotes you don't hear as often as some of the other ones. But it's an important one for sure. All right. Let's take a gander at this goose. I might need a little bit more liquid in there. I'll give it a little water. I'm going to put this back at 10 minutes. There. Let that go again for a bit. I love you too, darling. Thank you for loving me.
Of course. I love loving you.
And I love being loved by you while loving you. Waves crack with wicked fury against me, ships haul while ocean currents rage. As the full moon rises over the sea. Well, I think with all of the things that we've accomplished here, that I've earned a cigarette. Whether it's a good idea to have one, whether I should want one.
Why don't you just, give yourself the day or whatever? You've made decisions. You've done some stuff also.
Yeah. I've done some stuff. I got
Yeah.
dinner going as well.
I don't mean to.
No, I appreciate you kind of giving me permission to not try to take on everything all at once. Poetry feels like diving headfirst into a frozen lake. That's an excellent quote. Is that yours, Casey Jones? Did somebody else say that? That's a great quote. I'm in trouble. We've definitely gotten some stuff accomplished here. We got the Christmas decorations taken down. I got a decent amount of sweeping done. We went for a healthful walk today. Can't do everything all at once. I'd like to phase out the cigarettes probably, but I'm not going to try to overwhelm myself. My hate for poetry has become a form of poetry. I mean, that's a great sentence. Poetry feels like diving headfirst into a frozen lake. What a great sentence. It's like a one-line poem. Tonight, before I go to sleep, I will take a shower. Part of my general desire to improve my sleep hygiene. I think taking a shower before bed helps you to sleep a little better sometimes. In general, taking a long hot shower can be very therapeutic. Kind of like purges your toxins or whatever. You must sweat it out. Yeah, I think cold turkey might be too much. Shower in your dreams, it saves time. Well, I'm not trying to save time. I'm trying to do a good job of taking care of my SI and SE and FI and TE and those functions where I am likely to incur consequences, harms because of my avoidance of those modalities. You take high doses of melatonin. Well, another thing that helps me to sleep is Benadryl. Benadryl and gabapentin too. What light is this? Oh, this is just coming from here. Of course, I can't see the TV here, but I'm more well lit here. I have to go back over there so I can see the TV and thereby the chat. Hi, Steve. How's it going? I'm glad to hear things aren't too shabby. Things are okay with us as well, I'd say, you know. Planning on trying to make some changes in the new year. Generally take kind of better care of myself and us, hopefully. And you know, kind of looking forward to putting the holidays behind me. It was kind of a difficult holiday season. And really looking forward to putting the odyssey of the car repairs behind me. I've got to take it back down to Merced on Monday. I'm going to have to rent a car again. So that's going to be a frustration for me, obviously, but hopefully the month of ridiculous expenses is ended now. It's been a very expensive month. When you factor in my dental work, the car, propane, refill, all the bills and groceries and everything. Oof. Has it been an expensive month? Oh, it's okay, Rachel. You know, you and I had some good holiday experiences too. Watching those holiday movies together. Watching Christmas in Scotland. One of the most terrible movies I've ever seen. It's hard thinking about Family Gone. Yeah, it is. It is hard for that. That is hard. And you know, holidays are one of those things where I spent them in a very specific way year after year after year after year for my whole life, and now that house and those people are gone. So it was, and it seems like I had a bit of a delayed mourning reaction as well in regards to this stuff. I didn't feel it as strongly last Christmas or the Christmas before or something. You know, processing something like death is it's a long process. Maybe something you never really totally get over, you know. It depends on, I guess, some of the significance of the people and the role they played in your life. I don't remember my parents mourning their parents' death very much, but and they were different people living different lives than I am. Christmas Scotland got 5.5 out of 10. That's shocking. It was so terrible. Oh my God, it was so terrible. All right. Now we need to do a little cutting. Obviously, the chicken is still quite raw. I saw her not that long ago. She may have gone outside. Okay, so now we just let that cook for a little while longer. Give it about 5 minutes and then check it. Still 21-12 in the football game. 43% of Rotten Tomatoes, with observations such as the acting is genuinely painful. I mean, I think the main lady and the main guy did fine.
Yeah, they were fine. She wasn't. I mean, they had to get a Scottish guy, right? Like that's
Right.
not...
But the whole everything about it was just terrible.
I mean, the boyfriend comes all the way from like New York, right?
Yeah, only to try to buy the castle and turn it into a hotel.
Yeah.
Which causes the new guys, which causes her to break up with him, and then she's available for the new guy.
But it was such like a clean break too. It was like, I don't think we're compatible. Yeah, I don't think we're compatible either. Okay, see ya.
Yeah, it was quite ridiculous.
Yeah.
They like ended a year-long relationship with
Even
30-second long conversation. That's targeting. That is targeting. Number 20 is out of this game. Plus, that's 15 yards. I'd say yes, that's targeting. Ruling the field is targeting. And upheld. Yes. Number 20 is ejected from the football game.
Georgia fans do not look happy.
He will not, however, I don't think, miss half of the next game because he did it in the last 2 seconds of the first half rather than in the second half. Rachel, do you have a deviated septum?
I mean, I think I do, yeah, but I think most people do.
I don't know. What makes you think she does, Steve? Have you ever put it to the test? What's putting it to the test?
Yeah, what is putting it to this, like snorting stuff? Yeah. Yes and no. Oh, singing.
How do you test whether you have a deviated septum by singing? La 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 la. Rachel sings plenty.
Joe Rogan secretly gay rabbit hole.
Is Joe Rogan gay? I've never heard that. You can sustain a note for longer if you have a deviated septum?
Really? Maybe Johnny has a deviated septum.
That seemed to have more to do with breath control than anything else to me, but what do I know? Hi, Fly Guy.
Oh, high note. That's interesting. Never heard that.
You should see him talk about Francis Ngannou. Who's Francis Ngannou? Joe is as gay as a southern breeze, huh?
No, no, no. Thank you, Steve, but no. I don't have the singing chops to be an opera singer. But I appreciate that.
Well, they ran out of time.
Oh, he's mad.
I mean, I've heard Rachel singing plenty of times, but I wouldn't call her voice operatic.
No.
Alright, let's go check on the chicken. Should be almost done. And Rachel, do you want chicken and rice?
Yeah, I'll have some.
So this chicken has been just cooked in wine and water so far. I'm going to put a little salt on it. And I'm going to put a little bit of garlic powder. And put a little pepper. And we're going to stir it around. Well, I've already watched you eat plenty. I think I could probably stand a little bit of soy sauce on this. Soy sauce does a good job of reducing, like, it makes the other liquids go away faster or something. All of a sudden you go from some sort of liquid into a sauce. It starts caramelizing pretty quick. One of the weird qualities of soy sauce. Okay, that is done. Now we'll get I think this calls for plates rather than bowls. Let's start the plates over here next to the rice. Now, is this clean? Cool. Okay. Okay, I'm going to just rinse out the rice scooper. And then we'll use this to scoop up the chicken and put it on top of the rice. a couple of forks.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Have we seen Tommy Boy? Yes, I've seen Tommy Boy. I don't really remember it very well, but I have seen it. This looks good.
It does look good. Thank you very much.
You're from McKeesport, Pennsylvania? Never heard of it. Oh, you want some chicken? Here you go. Here's some chicken for you, Mr. Kitty. Thanks. That pot is nice cookware. We brought it from my parents' house. I use it all the time. Oh, I see. So McKeesport features in Tommy Boy.
Oh. I didn't know that. That is a fun fact.
I'm from Arcadia, and I heard them mention it on the parade today.
Oh,
At
really?
some point, yeah. You want even more chicken? Here you go. Cat likes the chicken. Wow, that's interesting to know. Guinness World Record for the longest spaghetti was set by a Canadian chef with 503-foot long noodle. It's a real noodle and a half. I have a friend who attended the Oscars with Warren and Annette Beatty. He's from the port too. He took a girl from Monroeville as his date.
Oh, he directs commercials. Interesting. Or she.
I wonder how many plates of spaghetti a one 503-foot long spaghetti noodle would cut up into. Here you go. You make a good point, G. One spaghetto, mini spaghetti. I had never thought about that before. Well, it seems to be pretty common in Hollywood. Yeah, probably. Or just doing it in the wrong way more correctly, I guess. But we're gonna have one Big Ten team in the finals for sure. So it'll either be Oregon or Indiana. And then Miami takes on the winner of this game. Interestingly, Miami's quarterbacked by Carson Beck, who was Georgia's quarterback last year. And if Georgia wins this game tonight, they'll be playing Miami in the semifinals. NIL's paying high school players now? Wouldn't surprise me. If they have enough notoriety to be a known personality, enough to be in commercials or something.
That's delicious, thank you.
I feel a lot better with some food in my belly in general.
That's good.
It's important to stay well fed.
Eric is a great cook.
Thanks, Jordan.
You're welcome.
Anybody mean back in high school doing commercials? Yeah, I can't imagine. When Kennedy was running for president, All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up. I was gonna about ready to wrap this up anyway, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Call Delilah, talk to her for a bit, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm sure. Thanks for being here. Love you all, and don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.